Great. Let's continue this session. It's an occasion for us to meet, to really set aside everything else human beings have created, so we can really learn now to look at ourselves, to find out what we are actually. In most of our life, the mind is always escaping. It is always chasing pleasure, pursuing fulfillment. Wanting to achieve all kinds of things, to be rewarded, to be encouraged, to be praised, to become something. The life is a constant seeking activities. The mind is always seeking something. Always want to possess something. And in that seeking, the mind is escaping. And in the escape, all kinds of issues are accumulated, re-enhanced. And look at the life, the daily grind, all kinds of things that takes place on a daily basis. Most of which is sort of escape. The mind isn't trying its best to keep itself busy. And this world is busy. But what is beneath this superficial busyness? Is this escape. And beneath this escape, the mind is afraid. The mind is afraid of being nothing. So the mind is always chasing and pursuing in order to be something, which can bring a sense of fulfillment, satisfaction, and gratification. That's most people's daily activities. But the fact is very, very, very simple. When one is living fully at this moment, one is nothing, which is a fact. As long as one is wanting to be something, pursuing something, achieving something. The mind is no longer at this moment. And this mindset of this whole world is trapped in becoming something, which is a constant struggle, isn't it? When the mind wants to be something, the mind is afraid of being nothing. The fear is there. The mind is crippled by fear. Life is destroyed by fear. And the mind is compelled and driven by fear. To seek more, to become more, to have more. The mind is trapped in an illusion that the pleasure, the fulfillment, the momentary satisfaction can let the mind forget the fear for a moment, which becomes another escape, another trap. And not being able to fulfill, to get satisfaction, brings about extra fear. So this escape and this seeking, which means achieving, wanting, desiring, is a web of traps. Traps by traps. And what is the actual result? What is actually taking place? Can the mind see it? Perceive it? There's only fear. Fear mounts. And a life crippled by fear is meaningless, isn't it? Being knocked by fear, the mind can't really enjoy life. It is merely busy escaping. But the escape brings about extra fear. Can the mind see this pattern clearly, actually? Not through the words of the speaker, but you see the issues actually for yourself. See this pattern, this vicious circle. When the mind sees that such a living, which is totally crippled and destroyed by fear, has no meaning. I can't find the meaning from the achievement, the fulfillment. Because it only leads to more fear. Life becomes chaotic, empty, meaningless, ugly. To a clear mind, ending fear is the top priority. Not to achieve more, become more, get more, which is rather childish, immature. So, is that possible to live a life without fear, without any sense of fear? Please don't answer it immediately. Your verbal response has no meaning at all. You must test it out, find out for yourself in the actual living whether it is possible to live a life without being crippled by fear at all. And this inquiry is meditation. Know those methods, practices, different successes. Understanding oneself totally, to eradicate the fear totally, is part of this true meditation. This requires you to give full attention to the issues. Not condemn it, not justify it. Just look and observe. Without being filtered by the words, by the views, by the theories or conclusions. Which are totally meaningless for a mind that is eager to inquire, observe, and understand. So, before we continue this self-inquiry, the speaker is inviting you to keep silent for 3 or 4 minutes to reflect upon what we have discovered up to now and continue this full attention to the whole body, to the sound around you. Can you listen? Can you feel? Can you perceive without any efforts? Let's do it now. Can the mind see this fact clearly and actually? One only belongs to this moment. Our living and existence only belong to this moment. Just like everything else on this planet. It is only existing now. And each of us is only existing now. Which further means that at this moment, we are nothing. actually nothing. And this is a fact. Unshakable, immovable, undeniable fact. But why does the mind resist to this fact? Perhaps that's the beginning of all the neuroticism. When the mind is resisting to a fact, the mind is already neurotic. When the mind functions based on this resistance to the fact, the mind must be trapped in illusions. Creating another virtual existence in thoughts. To escape from this hard fact that we are nothing at this moment. In this virtual existence created by the thoughts, it is the activities of the ego, this psychological concept of me, this becomes the existence of most people on this planet. And because this existence is a thought product, it is always something. And it can't stand being nothing. Because being nothing means that this virtual existence is gone. And being gone embodies death. And death is the most dreadful topic for the ego. The ultimate fear from the ego. Fear of dying, which is actually the fear of being nothing. The fear of losing this virtual and nonsensical existence, which is also totally has no meaning at all. So you see, the mind creates another non-existent existence to escape from the factual existence. Can you see this pattern in yourself? This constant struggle. Which is full of conflict, contradiction, confusion, and innumerable issues. And this Western civilization is based on this nonsensical and non-existent existence. The mind is always conforming and imitating. So this pattern has been spread to each individual. Collectively, the mind is seeking. Everyone is chasing their own dream, their own illusion. And is seeking their own fulfillment. Can you see this collective pattern in yourself? Can you see it actually? Not playing it as an idea. When the mind regards what is being said here as an idea, the mind has ceased to see it actually. You see, the escape continues in different forms. So this individualistic society is sharing the same pattern, trapped in the same circus, constantly struggling, making efforts to achieve more, to become more, to have more. The pattern is the same. But the content of the thoughts is different. You want to achieve this. You want to have this. You want to seek this. And he wants to achieve that. Seek that. You see, the same pattern, but it creates numerous fragments. When we are seeking, we don't meet. We are trapped in our own ambition, desire. And we don't see each other. And we are all isolated by our own dream, desire. and I immerse myself into my personal experiences. When I'm seeking, my experience becomes extremely important to me. And my life is based on this personal experience, which belongs to me. And you do the same. He does the same. She does the same. But we are all isolated, creating such an individualistic and fragmented world. And none of us see the actual fact that this moment we are nothing, because none of us is at this moment. We are all trapped in different fragments in the thoughts. And this is actually taking place in this world. But do you see it actually? If you see it actually, it means that you have this emotional response to this fact. You are concerned. You are serious about this. There's emotional elements inside. Else, you don't feel the connection with the fact, which means that you don't see the facts. You may know it from somebody else, for example, from the speaker. It is a wonderful idea. It is a thought. But you don't really see it in your life. Therefore, it has no meaning at all. Can the mind stay with the actual fact? When the mind functions based on fact, there won't be any conflict or contradiction at all. It is another fact. When the mind is living in fact, there's only what is. There's no deviation. Therefore, no contradiction, no conflict. Which also means that can the mind stop seeking now? Can the mind live a life without any seeking? Without wanting to be something, wanting to have more, without being trapped in numerous desires. Can the mind live with the fact totally? With the fact that you are nothing at this moment. Can you live a life anonymously? which means that kind of mind negates the ego totally. The negation is not to cut off something, but it is from this total understanding of the structure of the ego. Can we live life without making any efforts, without seeking? When the mind is not seeking, the mind is at this moment. The mind stays with the fact that it is nothing. But when the mind is achieving something, wanting to be something or become something, to achieve something, then the mind can't accept what it is now, which is nothing. And such a mind is neurotic. It always want to prove, to show that it is something. And can't stand being criticized, being labeled as disabled or not capable, because the mind always have an image about itself. I must be something. Can't the mind negate all that totally? Stay with this moment. This moment, it is nothing. When I see clearly this non-existent existence created by thoughts and illusions, and further enhanced by the distorted perceptions, I see that clearly. I see it clearly that this moment, I'm nothing. I have shedded away all the burdens. I'm free. I don't need to struggle, to make efforts, to be something, to escape from the fact that I'm nothing. What a relief. But can you see it for yourself, actually? The speaker keeps emphasizing saying it actually. Not treating it as an idea, which is fairly easy. But when you say it actually, you need to get all the energy to look, to understand, and apply it to your life. You must live in that way. If you don't live in that way, you don't understand it. And the only thing about it, it is still at the level of ideas, words, thoughts. which has no meaning. So the mind must stop being lazy, to go beyond the verse, to get the meaning behind the verse. And the mind must act to find out, to test it out for oneself. And then what one can find out is much, much more than what we can discuss here. What we can discover here, verbally. And this requires your diligence and a tremendous observation. Please do it. Great. Now let's continue this full attention by doing some breathing exercise to reflect upon what we have discovered up to now in today's session, and also same time to feel, to perceive, to look, to listen without any efforts, which embodies full attention. Let's do it now. Now, let's take a 10-minute meditation. Start by taking a moment to find a comfortable position to sit in a posture that you feel relaxed and get alert. Let hands rest on your knees or laps. Let the eyes close gently. Soften your forehead. Act a soft smile in the corner of your lips. Breathe naturally. As you breathe in, be aware that you are breathing in. Feel the sensation of breathing in. The region can be the nostrils, can be the belly, can be anywhere. Focus on the part you feel most. As you breathe out, be aware that you are breathing out. Feel the sensation of breathing out. The region can be the nostrils, can be the belly, can be anywhere. Focus on the part you feel most. Fix your attention on the breath. Let go of any thought, words, images. This moment, nothing is more important than breath. while you are listening to the bell, check where your attention is. If it wasn't on the breath, after the bell, gently invite your attention back to the breath and sustain your attention on the breath. Slowly bring your awareness back to this room. Feel into your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes. When you are ready, open your eyes. Issues can take place at each moment. So by the end of the session, there are some technical issues about the internet connection. And now it's just being solved. So you see, when the mind is resisting to the fact, that very resistance brings about numerous fear. And life is crippled by fear. Such living has no meaning at all. So can life be free of fear totally? Which means that can one live in facts without any resistance? Which also means that can life be free of the egocentric living? Where there is resistance, there is the ego. And all the issues are incessant. And to live with facts is to live without resistance. And this is the whole content of today's session. We have inquired into the nature of fear. The mind is resisting and escaping. And such life must be trapped in illusions, where all the issues and problems are accumulated. And can the mind end fear totally? Can the mind live at this moment fully, without any seeking? And the playback of this session can be found from this URL on screen. And if you want to re-watch it, to save the meaning, to re-examine the mind, please feel free to do so. And everyone is welcome to donate to Manifest Foundation, to help it, to support it, to bring clarity to more people in this monstrous world. Let's get all the energy together to really do good. And this is the end of today's session. Let's see each other again in the future sessions. Take care.